Yep, we're here. Matt was gonna join us, but he decided not to.
Why not?
Yeah.
A life.
That jerk
and
is doing
kids
something.
And some kind of actual thing to do.
Oh, he was at a concert.
Yeah, it was a golfing event.
No, he went to go see Bad Wolves and Volbeat.
No, it was Mariah Carey live, singing her Christmas classics.
Oh, Jesus.
In
Her
July.
Christmas
Christmas in July.
classic. Like one song. But she comes back from the grave every fucking year.
Man, I'll take one song if it's going to be that much of a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like ridiculous. Like,
This is true. The residuals that woman gets is outrageous.
off one fucking song.
One
One
song
song.
off a Christmas album, and that's all she's really had to do for the last 20 years.
But think about it. There are other really crazy one-hit wonders.
Shouldn't even
Jump Around,
Yeah.
right? It's played at every stadium you can think
Yeah,
of.
but they ain't getting paid anything really for that.
Oh, no. They're making some money like...
I don't know if they're making money like Mariah Carey Christmas money.
No, they're not making Mariah Carey Christmas money, but that's kind of like Ice Baby. Like Ice Baby has been paying off Vanilla Ice
Well, it's like
for quite some time.
We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions. Even
Yeah.
though Queen's a great band.
Yep.
Those are the two songs that get played at every sporting event.
Absolutely. And
Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks, yep. So there are a couple of those songs that are just kind of like
Not even
made
close
their
to
way.
their best songs, but
Yeah, but they get played. They're in rotation.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's start it up.
Mariah Carey didn't even sing that, did she?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, my bad. Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast. Yes,
That's it.
I believe I'm Nelson.
I think I'm Ian.
Yes,
Ed?
Oh, Francisco.
Francesco.
Francisco. You can't tell that it's a stunt double because of the way that the AI is
Yeah, it's good.
fixated on his face. It looks like an actual Eddie, but it isn't.
It's not.
Yeah.
AI is doing some fun things nowadays, huh?
It is.
It's doing some very scary things that I believe will definitely start some kind of a war in the near future.
Looking forward to it.
I forget the comedian's name, but I seen a thing on Instagram. He was talking about AI taking jobs. He's like, you know what jobs we should send AI to do? CEOs. That would really save a lot of money for the company.
It would.
You could really send all that money somewhere else to, you know.
Sit on a board, be condescending.
The people actually doing the work, you mean?
Yeah. That'd be a better allocation of resources.
Yeah.
I actually thought of you, Ed. I was watching. I finished The Witcher, the third season. I finished it today, and Henry Cavill. They supposedly he's working on Warhammer.
Yep.
But the way he looked when I watched the making of season 3,
Yeah.
you had your hat, full like mustache that went out and curled, and a full beard. I don't know what he's doing in Warhammer, but he I could tell it was Henry. But I was like, it's like Ed Henry.
He's somewhere in there.
Yeah, he's somewhere in there.
I can confidently say I've never been anywhere in the realm of on the right side of fashion, excluding a singular item,
The hat.
Listen.
prior to where all of a sudden it started showing up all over the place where it's like, oh,
Well, Peaky Blinders started
well
bringing
look
it back.
at that.
Yeah.
All right.
Peaky Blinders started bringing it back, but if one man could bring it to the forefront of everyone today wearing it, it's Henry Cavill.
Here's the thing. Bell bottoms came back, right? So eventually they say even a broken clock tells the time right twice a day, right? So,
Yep.
I mean, the hat. Yeah, I get it.
There's a certain level of respect, for somebody who just wears it though and makes it their own.
Yeah, no, listen.
I mean, look at that running back for the Cowboys. What the hell is his name? Ezekiel Elliott. He wears like belly shirts. You ever see him fucking after the game? He's standing there, and his fucking his shirt doesn't even cover his belly button's out, bro.
But it doesn't make it right.
He's trying to bring back the 80s? Is
I don't know,
that what
man.
he's doing?
I wouldn't tell him to take it off.
Like it's too hot out here. I need half a shirt.
Yeah, I guess. Shredded too, just shredded.
It's pretty wild, but yeah, look, fashion, like art, like music, it's all subjective, right? You wear what you want, you do what you want. It ain't harming me. I don't give a shit. You want to wear a My Little Pony t-shirt? Have had it.
Go ahead.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, there was a gentleman who recently spent 20 grand to turn himself into a German Shepherd. So I mean,
seen that. Did you see this video?
that's a thing.
How does one turn themselves into a dude?
He spent a lot of money
I
on
imagine
like
that's
a very expensive suit, right?
Yeah,
To
and
make him-
it looks like a legitimate, very large German Shepherd.
People were hugging him in the street, petting him.
Was it German Shepherd or?
Yeah.
or
was like a lassie
A
dog.
golden retriever.
Golden retriever.
Yeah.
I'm sure he probably looks like a werewolf.
It's
It looked good.
It's a very
looked good.
convincing outfit, but for that much money, it better
on
be. But it's like,
He was sniffing dogs,
Ooh, boy.
playing with dogs
Oh,
and
wow.
people, and both species confused.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
what the fuck is going on
All
here?
three were confused in the situation, I
If
would
a,
say.
if a man comes up to me and my dog, dressed as a dog, and begins to sniff my dog, I will beat the living shit out of him.
I agree that there should be a law where like that kind of disturbance is only met
Okay,
with
so it's
violent
a
aggression.
so it's a border collie, and that is fucking disturbing.
Let me see the
Isn't
picture
it?
if it's the right one. Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, the lassie
yeah,
dog.
that-
That is horrifying. That man looks like a dog.
That's
Bro.
a seriously good outfit.
Yes, it is.
I mean, for $20,000, it better be.
There's just something disturbing
seriously-
about that. Like
It is.
you see a bunch of kids running up to him to pet him. Like what?
Yeah, that's weird. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, stop. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, he definitely deserves
Goes
to
to
get his
playgrounds.
ass kicked.
Like, go on, you weird fuck. Let's stop it. Take the suit off.
Like what? He's sniffing dogs' butts and balls.
Exactly. Where do we draw the line? He starts licking kids' faces. I mean, what are we doing?
You draw the line at the fucking suit.
Yes.
Everybody involved with this should be held accountable. The suit maker,
Yeah, who
the
made
bank,
it? Who took the money and made it?
the person recording, everybody involved should be held accountable for that kind of fucking shenanigans.
It's like I want a Mickey Mouse suit with the ass cut out. Like the suit maker, right there and there, should be like, no, I'll make the suit. You want to cut the ass out of it? You do it yourself.
Goddamn right.
I'm not designing a suit.
Yeah,
with
if you want that last step, you need to learn how to sew.
Yeah, exactly.
You're on your own.
It's like, can you make me a goofy outfit but put a big rubber cock on the front of it? It's like, no, I cannot. It's beyond my scope.
Speaking of Mickey and Minnie, here's one thing that I've learned.
Oh God.
The very beloved Mickey and Minnie Mouse, they're assholes. If you watch their cartoons, they are assholes.
Well,
They are not good people.
Mickey is the figurehead of one of the most evil companies on the planet.
An iconic, like, hey, kids, like, yeah,
he has
do yourself a favor. They're like 5 minutes.
if you
Throw
watch
anyone on, and the amount of abuse that they do to Pluto, Goofy,
Lesser
Donald,
characters. Lesser
yes,
characters.
anybody that isn't Minnie or Mickey
Yep.
is subject to some kind of abuse.
And the
or
further
violent
the
behavior.
further you go back with your selection of which one to watch, the worse it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, like Steamboat Willie.
Oh,
gee,
yeah. Oh, not it's
Plain
racist
racism.
and abusive. But you're like, when you watch it, you're like, the bad guy, is the bad guy really the bad guy, or is he just defending himself at a certain point?
Yeah.
Not all of the old cartoons were as black and white as Popeye, where it was like,
Right.
Popeye is beating someone who is physically assaulting someone on a regular basis.
Correct. Bluto. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the other comics of the time you watch me like, this is just bad people doing bad things.
Yeah. But all right,
Everybody's abusing everybody.
It's true.
Yeah.
But comparatively, right? When you think about the cartoons we grew up with, right? Like the
Tom
Bugs
and Jerry.
Bunny, Tom and Jerry, even like
Sylvester and
Animaniacs,
Tweety.
Sylvester and Tweety, Foghorn Leghorn.
Oh, dude, bro.
They were
Oh, I say, boy.
boy, I mean,
Whoa, hey.
listen, they were abusive.
Also, Pepe Le Pew. Holy
Le
fuck.
Pew. Yes.
Holy fuck.
I've
no,
seen
no means no, Pepe.
Yeah.
He was canceled out of Space Jam with LeBron James. And to be fair, like, actually good news for Pepe Le Pew because that movie sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the things that they did in those cartoons, when you look back at it as an adult, you're like, holy shit.
I'll tell you what, because even the newer cartoons, a lot of them are really bad as well.
Yeah.
Here's what happens. It's 30 minutes long, 10 minutes of commercials. Out of the 20 minutes that's the actual show, 19 are people behaving badly
Yeah.
for the 1 minute at the end where they teach the lesson of how to actually behave.
Right.
So it's like G.I. Joe.
When you're talking about the attention of children, the biggest chunk that they're watching is the 19 minutes of kids acting badly.
Yeah.
And they're not paying attention to the 1 minute at the end where it's like, no, this isn't the way you treat other people.
Yeah.
And this is the standard formula for most children's cartoons nowadays. There's
Rinse and
very
repeat.
few where they actually show you the right way to act from beginning to end. There is no Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood anymore.
That's why you just watch Dragon Ball Z and just mimic Goku.
I was gonna say, like, the more adult cartoons, the animated films do a better job at depicting good from bad versus watching a Mickey, a Minnie.
I've had many times where
cartoons.
I'm sitting down and I'm watching the thing with my daughter. I'm like, okay, well, here's the part we actually need to pay attention to, because the previous chunk of the tantrum and the hitting and the fighting and the this and the sneaky and the nasty behavior behind everybody's back, that's not how you're supposed to act.
Right.
So here's the actual moral of the story, and we got like 30 seconds to wrap this shit up. So I need you to actually focus on this, because we are not going to watch this show again.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully the kid is paying attention by that point to the message.
Yeah, Caillou, he's a dick.
Yeah.
That one actually pops up a lot of where parents are like, no, it's a terrible show, because the majority of it is the kids acting badly. And if your kid manages to not pay attention to, again, that last tiny little bit where people get corrected and then they finally do the right thing, oh, show's over, move on, and we're back to acting badly again for the majority of the time.
That's why I like G.I. Joe, man.
Yeah, American Heroes.
They teach you something, they'd be like, now you know, Jimmy.
Yeah,
they
taught you in the beginning, right?
But he didn't tell you the other half.
Yeah.
The other half of the battle is extreme violence.
Extreme violence.
He never told Jimmy that, though.
Yeah, he didn't.
He would always just wink. He would say, now you know, Jimmy, and knowing is half the
shooting
battle.
countless
Wink.
Cobra Commander villains in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
Kicking them off of buildings.
After you
stabbing
know,
them.
the other half of the battle is extreme violence and excessive force.
But they are American heroes.
They were.
At the end of the day.
Every single one of them was.
Speaking of G.I. Joe as well, like, I was hearing that they're looking to do like a crossover with Michael Bay, I believe.
Well, what,
Transformers and G.I. Joes in one movie. And you
John
know what?
Cena's licking his lips.
I'm all
and
for
The Rock.
it. I am all for it.
It could be interesting.
It'd be fun.
If you just let it be what it is, just a fun movie for the sake
Throw
of
the
it being
Teenage
a
Mutant
fun
Ninja Turtles
movie.
in there too.
Fuck yeah, man.
Why not? Fuck it. Let's just have a big old movie.
Big old animated orgy?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'd sign up for it.
Okay, so you
still haven't seen Barbie either.
I was gonna say you
Still
are
haven't
the only
seen
one
Barbie.
that's seen it, but you didn't.
I didn't see it. I saw Oppenheimer.
How was it?
It was good. It's really good. It was 3 hours and 13 minutes. So if you're tired or if you don't feel like thinking or paying attention, don't go see it. I peed twice. Didn't even try to pee. Peed twice. Had to find like good times to go. It was good. It was the most Christopher Nolan movie I've ever seen.
Okay.
And Christopher Nolan likes to draw things out. He likes to over intellectualize things to the point where like they don't even seem like they're two humans interacting.
All right.
It told a story of a man who's very misunderstood. I mean, we all thought of Oppenheimer as like the father of the atomic bomb, but we never really knew everything that went along with him. Like, we know the U.S. government like demonized him, ruined him, associated him with communists and stuff. But this kind of Nolan does a good job of paying tribute to him and telling you who the real guy was. Was he perfect? No. Right. Did he make some mistakes? Yeah. But all in all, we have a lot to thank him for, because he did help us officially end the war and save American lives.
He was an odd pick for the person at the time to run the thing. But it ended up being, you know what? He was the right guy to run the project. There was other people that technically on paper were more qualified and had run large projects. He hadn't run any large projects like that. So this is his first
and he had questionable
thing,
affiliations.
and he's being put in charge of a bomb that will, you know, if you do this wrong, our calculations are ignite the atmosphere. Oops.
Right.
Yeah, could have wiped out all human life. They had no idea what was going to happen when they fully set
Isn't
it
that
off.
crazy when they move forward with that? Wasn't there something like a theory with the Hadron Collider when they were like smashing atoms and they're like, well, this could end all existence or it could be a really cool science experiment. I'm like,
that one.
We can not do those kinds of things.
When you do the calculations, it's to quote the scientists of the time, it's near zero.
Yeah.
It's near zero. No,
Near.
fuck that.
It's near zero.
Here's the problem: when you're talking to people of that magnitude, they will not speak with absolute certainty because they know in reality there is no absolute certainty.
It's not.
Sure.
No.
So when they calculate it, the chances of it actually happening are might as well be zero.
Right.
And even if it does, it's like a micro black hole, which means it pops up and gone.
Right.
Because it's so small that it's poof. It doesn't have enough mass in it to start pulling other things in to create more mass to extend itself. They do actually slowly burn out as they radiate off radiation, they do actually consume themselves, so to speak, and condense down and then evaporate.
Right,
So
as we all know,
starting
common
at
knowledge.
that
it's
small of a
yeah.
size,
Taught in high school.
when it happens, it's so quick that it's like, oh, look, we did a thing. But it's not like, oh, look, we destroyed the world.
Right.
A lot of that was people who don't know the math or are not actually listening to the experts, drawing their own conclusions, and then just speculating way out of left field. They're like, this is what's happening. It's not like when they were doing the bomb where they're like, no. There is
There's
a
a chance
possibility
here.
that this shit really goes sideways. Because I don't believe the atomic bombs that they used, those were not like actually clean burning, where it was like 100% of the fuel burned. It was like 10% of the fuel with their first fuel. So a lot of it was left off the table. So when they were calculating, they're like, we don't know how much of it's actually going to burn. So if it burns 1% of the fuel, it's this. But if it burns all of it, it's fucking this.
They talked about how the more effective thing to use is a hydrogen bomb.
Yes.
Right.
Much more destructive and like,
More
I mean,
calculated.
1,000 times more destructive.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the only people that successfully, I think, detonated a hydrogen bomb were the Russians, and they did it years later. And I think the one they detonated in Russia,
TSAR.
the Tsar
Yeah.
Bomba, yeah. It was so powerful that the shockwaves were measurable on its second rotation around the Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you dropped a hydrogen bomb on the east coast of the United States, like if you hit North Carolina with it, you'd fucking kill everybody on the eastern seaboard.
Yeah.
Everybody
Holy
from
shit.
Maine to Florida, you'd kill everybody.
There is
We'd all
there's
be dead.
That's
Everyone.
ridiculous.
there is a
Yeah.
bomb size chart that's floating around for a while where they're like,
Can't do that.
Here's
Can't
the
set
size
those
of the
off.
bomb for like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and then like here's the first hydrogen bomb, and it's like these go from this big to like insy bitsy, and they're like here's the first hydrogen bomb, and then like here's T-star. So you're like you can't even see Fat Man and Little Boy
Right.
compared to this fucking thing. It's
But then
it's
in between,
absurd.
in between, there's the guy that got arrested for saying, "I'm about to blow this bathroom up."
Somewhere,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was in a gas station like, "Yo, I'm about to blow this bathroom up," and they called the cops on him, and he was arrested. He was
Yeah,
like,
and they open
"Bro,
the
I was-
door and they
I'm
see
taking a shit, bro."
him taking a shit, and they're still like dragging you out of here anyway. Like,
Okay, but as the cop, if you're the cop and you're sent in on your shift, and they're like, "Hey, man, we got a bomb threat. The guy's in the bathroom," and you open the door and you see a man shitting. Are you so mad that you're there that you have to open the door to see another grown man shitting that you're like, I'm going to arrest you because I'm here? Or is there a legitimate concern that if you don't arrest this man, now he has a actual bomb when he's done taking his shit, of course?
I think there's a thing that people don't calculate. You're told, hey, there's a bomb threat. Gear up. You're the one going in.
Yeah.
And now your adrenaline is going, and you're getting ready to plausibly deal with someone who has a bomb.
Yeah.
And then you open the door, and it's just some dude taking a shit, and you're still like, where's the bomb?
Right.
Get out. Where's the
Right.
bomb? Like,
Right.
As soon as I saw the guy shitting, I mean, I don't know.
I would laugh.
Hopefully, you'd be able to deduce like. Okay,
Personally, I would laugh.
This was
the deuce, he's
This-
taking
yeah,
a
the
deuce.
deuce is-
Yeah,
yeah,
this man is made of fucking. It's just the way he.
But
worded
yeah,
it.
so who called the cops? You. All right, you're coming with me,
You
asshole.
can't. You go in there. You go in there and clean
Yeah,
it.
no, yeah. You come in here. You smell this shit with me. You smelling it?
Yeah, you wipe his ass.
Yeah.
You have to wipe his ass. This is nonsense. So yeah,
man.
Oppenheimer's good. It's good. You just have to go into it knowing that it's not don't expect a Marvel movie. Don't expect high action. It's a real sciencey movie. It's a
Would you
big
compare it
historic-
to like Schindler's List, something along the lines of that, as far as its
something
seriousness?
along those lines? Except Schindler's List, it's like you can tell it's a Spielberg film. There's a lot of emotion. Like
Sure.
Whereas Oppenheimer, it's like
I'd say probably more Hidden Figures. Or
yeah,
more
and it's like he over intellectualizes everything.
Theory of Everything. One of those more
explain-
sciencey versions.
There's conversations in there where you get lost, and they're talking and they're explaining something, and you as someone who didn't go to school for astrophysics and shit and like quantum mechanics, you're like, what the fuck are we
right.
listening? And
I mean,
Cillian Murphy is amazing.
it is.
Yeah. So is Robert Downey Jr.
It is quite literally one of the few projects where the smartest people in the world were all gathered in one location.
Working towards getting
One
a
goal.
bomb before the Nazis.
right.
So
Again, the fucking Nazis.
yeah,
It all comes back
it
down to
actually
those
does. It
motherfuckers.
actually does most of the time.
It's like when you see the scientists that are talking about CERN. At a certain point, you're like, "Are we still speaking English? What are we doing here? Because this might as well be a completely different language."
Right.
Well, it's like Oppenheimer built the bomb, and then after he saw it detonate, he literally devoted the rest of his life to having us never use it.
Yeah.
So he built it, gave us the ability to use it, spent the rest of his life saying we cannot do it. We cannot do it ever again.
I believe the explosion was quite a bit larger than their actual calculations of what they expected. So when it went off, it's like, oh dear God, what did we just give humanity?
Sure.
Yeah, and that's where the quote came from.
Yeah, I become death, destroyer of worlds. Yeah.
That's where
The Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
Yeah. So he literally felt that. He devoted the rest of his life to making sure we never use nuclear weapons. But then, of course, we got in the arms race with Russia.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's got the bigger wiener? Who's got the more nuclear weapons?
We do.
And as a result, the United States ended up demonizing him.
Right.
Because they were like,
Because
this guy's got to shut up. Like
Now,
this guy's got to.
you know what's crazy is that like if Oppenheimer lived in today's time and he created this, he'd probably be selling shirts like "I am become death" like, on Instagram. Like
The best
brand
thing.
himself.
The best thing I've ever seen is the shirt. There's a shirt there that says, "Shorty give bomb head, call her Sloppenheimer."
Yes.
And I'm like, all right,
I
that's
have seen that one
thing.
recently
that's
as
a
well.
good that's a good
Yeah.
shirt. That's a good shirt.
Something that I've been watching that I've been enthralled with, like really, really good, solid TV, is Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. It's amongst the best of the Star Treks that I've seen.
This isn't the one where the guy can see into the future.
In general, it is.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Captain Pike.
Either get burnt to death.
Oh, he's
or,
he can't see into it. He had seen into it on a singular occasion.
Yes,
so he had a premonition of like,
Yeah.
But this season,
I'm gonna be crispy one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This season has just been amazing. And it again, me and my brother have discussed this. Like, it goes back to that original formula. Like, each episode, it's its own thing, and there's an underlying storyline that's carrying through. And I love this format, and it works so well. It did work so well for sci-fi in the past, and for things like when you watch the original, like, Hulk show with Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
There was a start, there was a finish, and there was little things that kind of tied in.
Yeah.
Lately, all of these shows and these showrunners want to tie the show into the next season, into the show
The multiverse.
adjacent
There
to
is-
it, into a multiverse,
There's
into a
something
movie.
to be said for a well done serialized show.
Yeah.
Start to
because
finish.
everything
Yeah.
builds and builds and builds, and when you land it, phenomenal.
Right.
When you fail, it makes everything you've done up until that point garbage.
Yes.
Yes. Strange New World has very wonderfully walked the line of episodic. Each episode is its own thing, with enough serialization of things carrying over that you can watch an episode out of order, and you're not so out of place that you're not understanding what the show is. But if you are watching it in order, there's an extra little bit of, ooh, I got that.
Yeah.
I see what's happening here. That it's kind of been lost with everything becoming so serialized lately.
Yeah. And another thing that they've done well is they've taken iconic characters being portrayed by new actors and actresses. So you've got like a very iconic Uhura, everybody knows from
Yep.
Star Trek, and Spock.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Even Kirk, Captain Kirk. They have a young Kirk, a young Uhura, a young Spock being played by newer actors who are just landing the plane every time. They're just fucking killing it as depicting these characters in a prequel. And I'm one of these people who really severely hates prequels.
Yeah.
I feel like most of them are just like, why? Why are we here?
Especially-
Let's move forward with the story instead of backwards.
Especially in
with the story.
Star Trek, prequels have done fucking awful.
Yeah.
A lot of times where it's almost sometimes where you're watching and you're like, this just ruined the stories that came out before this that are supposed to be coming out after this.
Yeah.
Timeline wise, it really throws things for a loop in a way that ruins what you even cared about and why you're even watching the show.
Another thing that they do really well that, like, I think Marvel, DC, a lot of these shows can take heed on is their character development. Their character development isn't forced. It's really fantastic storytelling, really great actors and actresses on the show in general. And it's definitely, like, on the running this year as, like, one of my favorite shows.
And it just kind of dropped.
As far as
There's
sci-fi is concerned.
Several shows that have just kind of come out, and there's nothing at because none of the actors can do press or anything, but none of these platforms are even doing anything to announce. Like, I just started watching Harley Quinn. The new season is out. There's a couple of episodes.
Didn't tell anyone.
Didn't even know what was happening. I was flipping around, and it wasn't even at like the top of the HBO. I was just scrolling through, like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
New episodes, and I went to it. Oh, the new season's out. And now being 4 seasons in, they're getting to tell stories more with expanded chunks of the characters.
Sure.
So Alfred's very in like the second episode, and you get a healthy chunk with him.
Right,
and
right.
You have a whole new dynamic of Harley is now trying to be a good guy, and Ivy's now trying to be a bad guy. And you still got Joker, who's trying to like be the mayor, but he really wants to be with the bad guys.
I love that whole like that the Joker is torn and he's a politician because he's basically Governor DeSantis, right? Let's
They've managed to take
right.
very
He wants to be the villain, right?
A little bit.
But he wants to be the politician.
He does. He's
But he
torn.
wants to be with the bad guys.
He's torn.
Yeah, he's torn.
They've
He's
taken
torn.
very
Conflicted.
iconic characters
I
and
don't
they're
trust any
telling
politicians. I'm just throwing that out there.
I agree.
Both sides. They're all fucked up. We're watching the Republicans and the Democrats.
There's good people on both
just
sides. What do you mean?
Fall apart in real time. Like they're standing in front of live cameras and just like, like maybe you're too fucking old. Like step aside, let some young blood in there. Let them do the thing. Like there's too much old.
I just want to see what
fucking guard in
Joe
there.
falls over this week.
Oh my god!
I mean,
even the other guy that looks like the Colonel,
Yeah.
the turkey neck
Mitch
motherfucker.
McConnell.
Well,
Mitch McConnell.
let's be honest. 10 seconds of politics here. 1, age limits. 2,
Oh yeah.
term limits. 3, you're not allowed to invest
75.
so that you're not doing backwards deals because you know the shit the government's about to do.
Oh, absolutely.
And number 4,
Cut down on airline taxes because you're going to invest in a new airline.
You are
So
not.
what the fuck? No shit.
You're not allowed to get a job dealing in any of the companies that you had to deal with when
Yep.
you were a politician once you leave. And if you're dealing with those companies
mean-
before you become a politician, you cannot hold that fucking seat for the people that are your friends. And then all of a sudden, well, look at that. We get all the shitty corruption out.
You mean I can't be the charge of the FDA and then serve on the board for a pharmaceutical company afterwards?
I mean,
What
that
the
makes
hell?
sense. It makes
What the hell? Why not?
certain bits
Where's
of
the
it
conflict there?
is just so fucking obviously
shit.
broken and corrupted that it's just silly.
But all right,
Well, they don't even try to hide it.
yeah,
though.
no, they
even try to hide
don't.
it.
They don't. And that's the crazy thing. At least back in the day, they had the like
The tact?
the tactfulness, yes, to be like, no, we're not corrupt. Nowadays, they're like, not only are we corrupt, but we're fucking dancing in front of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. But speaking of corrupt, I want to go, and this isn't political at all. This is going back to like TV and movies and stuff like that. It's this new fad that I've been noticing on Amazon Prime. You pay for the Prime service, right?
Yep.
You get it. Then they have like a paywall within a paywall.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted Paramount Plus because that's where I get all my Star Trek.
Yep.
So now I paid for Paramount Plus to get all of those shows. So you pay your one service fee and then you pay a second service fee. Now what they're doing is inside of the Paramount paywall that I paid for, they want you to additionally pay more for other shows inside that paywall. And I'm starting to see this new trend, not only on there, Hulu's doing it too. So I used to be able to watch like AGT. It's a
They'll
fun
have
show. to think
premium
about.
content within their normal content.
So now, okay, so you used to have to do that. So it was the Hulu, then the Hulu Premium. Now they got Hulu Live TV. So if you want to get the stuff that's being played on live TV, like an AGT or things like that, sports has always been separate.
You mean fake reality TV? I got it. Go ahead.
Yes, exactly. Now you have to pay extra to get that.
Well, that's cool. I don't want any of that shit.
Right, no, but whether you want it or not, you have to watch these things because then what's happening is like we're essentially already paying what we used to pay for cable.
Yeah.
Right?
We're getting close.
If-
With Netflix, Amazon,
if you're-
Crunchyroll, HBO, it
With
starts
all
adding
of
up.
this shit.
If
But
you're
now
trying
if
to
you
get
start
all the
adding all these
shows,
other
yeah.
shit and all these additional paywalls within paywalls, it's like people aren't paying attention. and
Thankfully,
we're
I don't
getting
have the fucking
fucked.
time. I don't have the time to watch all this shit. So
I mean, here's the thing. Cable television is dying.
Yeah.
Subscribers are dropping year after year in record numbers. So these companies are now having to make their own streaming platform. Hulu was supposed to be the thing.
Right.
It was basically all the big guys all together. They would put all their stuff on streaming there. And then all of a sudden, everybody wanted their own fucking pocketbook. And they started separating into their own little factions and trying to take attention just for
Apple,
them.
Paramount, there's AMC Plus. It's like
Disney
Yes.
Plus. It's everything. Yeah. Like, I mean, I see shows that I would like to see that are on Apple TV, but I'm
Cartoon Network and Toonami, Adult Swim, all that, they sided with HBO.
Yeah.
All that stuff you can still see on HBO.
Yeah, but like Apple TV, I don't want to pay for another service. I just don't.
I won't.
I'm like, I'm good with what I have, and
They
I'm
have
gonna
some
live
things
with it.
that look interesting. I'm not
New
coming over.
Scorsese film, but it's also being released in theaters. That's where I'm going to see it.
Nice. Yeah, they have a sci-fi show on Apple TV that I really want to see, but I just can't do it.
Can't pull the trigger
wait until it goes
on another
somewhere else, you know
service.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And they do trade around. You see like shit go from here to here. Like
Some of them are starting to do that because they need to make money on what they spent on the show. So if they could license it out to somebody else and make another chunk of cash, they're going to have to. Just
what
like
Disney's
you're seeing
doing.
Sony selling their games like 2 years later to PC players. It's already come out. It takes them like 200 to 220 million to make, a first party big game that's just for their platform.
Right.
They need to recoup that money. So if they don't have enough sales of that big, first party, you can only get it here. Well, it eventually ends up coming to PC now because they're just trying to get any additional chunk of cash that they can. That's why God of War,
Right.
Spider-Man, they're all on PC now.
Yeah. But a lot of these streaming services really fucked up a lot of money that used to come in after the fact.
Yeah.
And I feel like after these actors and the writers guilds and stuff like that stop striking, the next thing people are starting to get pissed off, and it's brewing really hard lately, is the music industry as far as streaming services are concerned.
Yeah.
Like even Snoop Dogg has been like sounding the alarm lately. He's like, this shit just doesn't fucking add up. He's like, I'm getting millions of streams and like hundreds of dollars. He's like, it just doesn't add up.
But
to
a lot of these
the
record
money.
companies, see, here's the thing. A lot of the record companies own the music streaming services. And a lot of people are not aware of that. So what they did was they went around and they started buying them up so that now they own them, and they basically worked it where you get even less money for your music and they get even more money. So they basically saw what was coming, and for once they were ahead of the curve, and they got in and they screwed their artists once again. Big fucking surprise.
Yeah.
It's what they do every single time, because once the streaming started coming in, they started coming out with the 360 deals. I think My Chemical Romance was like the last band to not get stuck in that loop. But essentially everyone from that time and after got caught in where their contract wasn't just to produce and distribute their music. It's to produce it and distribute it. And we own your likeness, and we own your appearances, and we own your merch, and we own everything that you do that makes any money. We get a piece of it. Fuck you, we own you.
You know what
That's
business
literally what
model
it's become.
that really follows after? The WWE.
Yeah.
When you look into the Wrestling Federation, like that's why guys would go to like another organization and have to change their name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because
the
Vince
other rights.
McMahon had that forethought to be like, oh, I want to own you as a commodity.
Yeah.
The person is what I'm selling.
Here's the thing, though. WWE, their guys walk away with millions of dollars as long as they don't
Kill their family and die from drug overdoses.
as long as they don't sniff it up their nose.
Yeah.
A lot of these people in the record industry, especially now more than ever, are walking away with no money. In some cases, you see people where they owe the record company money because they do bullshit accounting where you have to hire your own accountant
It's like Kesha.
to turn
Happened to
around
Elvis Presley.
and get your money. And it happens in the movies. Kevin Smith has talked about it. He's like, people that I sit down and have dinner with, I have to sue them to get my money because that's just the way of doing business. They count the money in a way where it looks like we didn't make any money, and I got to pay a guy to fucking go over there and sue him and get the records and go, you're lying, here's the money you made.
Yeah.
Instead of just paying me my fucking money.
Yeah. It's wild, but that's
bullshit.
That's what
That's what they do.
a lot of these industries.
And that's why he
have
does a
come
lot of
to.
shit independent now.
Yeah.
He puts his own money, he gets his own investors, and he's taken himself as far outside of that thing as possible. And you still see all these big names line up for even a 2-minute cameo just to throw a joke line in his movies. Everyone loves working with the guy, and he can't get these companies to stop being dicks when he's making a movie where it's guaranteed he's going to make their money back.
Yeah.
It's silly at a certain point. It's like, how much greed do you have to have and pull all of it in for you that someone that's guaranteed to make you money, you're turning away?
Yeah. It comes down to the capitalist society that we do live in and appreciate. There's a lot of good things about it, but when you have exponential growth,
Oppenheimer!
when you have exponential growth as a part of your business
When you
model,
have to have exponential growth.
That's why we have Transformers 10.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we got Fast and Furious 46.
Makes money. If it makes money, they'll
If it
fucking
makes
beat
money, they're gonna keep putting it out.
They'll beat the horse till it's dead, hit it with synthetic drugs, wake it back up, beat it to death again.
It's not enough to make $100 million. You got to make
yes.
$200 million.
You
Enough
squeeze every
enough
bit out of it.
depressing talk. Ian, tell us about Castlevania, please.
I mean, that's pretty depressing too, man. It starts out with the guy's mom getting killed.
Oh, sounds fun.
No, it's gonna be good. It takes place 9 generations after Trevor and Sypha's story. So where the last Castlevania show ended.
It looks like a story of revenge because it does, like you said, it starts with murder.
Yep, and it looks like some kind of vampire prophecy going on. They're talking about the vampire messiah.
Ooh.
So it's good. It's coming out in September.
Now, is this vampire messiah being brought over in a boat?
No, not like the Demeter, but that's
Because that sounds like a shitty premise.
well, you know, that is how Dracula got from Transylvania to London. That is how he got there.
Are we sure about that?
I read the book. Yes, yes. Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's how
Wait,
he got
so you
there.
made it through that book without falling asleep?
And the movie. Yes.
Wait, you watched The Meter?
Bram Stoker's.
You what? Okay, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
So the Demeter is like not even a full chapter in Bram Stoker's
So
Dracula.
they took like 3 pages.
And made it into a 3-hour movie?
They took the boat. They took the book. Like they took like the boat from
Even
the book.
Bram Stoker knew it was a bad fucking thing to focus on, and he went right on past it.
Bram Stoker is an adult film actor. Bram Stoker is the man that wrote the story.
That's a different genre. Eddie.
Slam
I'm not
Stroker
talking about
is a
strokers.
different actor.
No strokers.
Yeah, that's a different
Stroker.
actor.
Yeah.
Different
That is ridiculous.
Is Russell Crowe the one on the boat? That's the captain?
No, I don't even know if this movie can afford Russell Crowe.
No, but he is in Dundee.
He is.
Oh my god.
Which could be funny.
Listen,
It could be
Dundee
funny.
looks incredibly hilarious.
They have to have some money because they got Hemsworth, Robbie.
I
Oh, yeah.
believe that
the
actually.
good
Jackman.
Hemsworth. The good
I believe it
and they have
started.
both.
Oh, that's right. That's
both.
right. Yeah.
I believe it started from a joke trailer, and the joke trailer got enough buzz
yeah.
that they're turning it into a full-on fucking Dundee movie.
You put Margot Robbie, Hugh Jackman, and Chris Hemsworth in a movie. That's enough attractive
They
people.
gathered
Oh,
all
yeah.
the Australians.
Oh yeah.
Essentially.
No, but
I was wondering. I'm looking for Nicole Kidman. I saw Russell Crowe. I was like, where the fuck's Nicole Kidman at? Because like she's somewhere.
but who's the other guy that from Eastbound and Down?
Oh, something. Not Kenny Powers. He's from this
Kenny Powers. Fucking Kenny Powers. Close
Kenny
enough.
Powers is
Kenny
Dundee.
Powers.
McBride.
Danny
Danny
McBride.
McBride. Anything he's in, it's fucking outrageous,
It's gotta be
outlandish,
funny.
ridiculous.
It's gotta be
It's got to be funny. It's
He's a
gotta
funny
be funny.
guy.
Yeah, I enjoy his brand of stupidity that he brings to the screen. So
Yeah.
I
No
can
matter what
see this
movie he's
being
in, he
good.
always plays something over the top and ridiculous.
Yeah, and I like that they only bring in Liam Hemsworth to kick him off of a mountain so that he doesn't play in The Witcher.
Yeah. That which is on hold right now. Netflix officially
the
announced today.
Second chunk of the season came out. You've already watched it.
And and I think IGN was a little harsh. I don't think it was a fucking 5. I mean, a 5. A 5 is a pile of shit. I don't think it was not a
that
pile of
bad?
shit. No, it had a decent ending, and the way they end it, I just don't. I do not see how you go forward without Henry.
Right.
And the way they ended it, the way it's ended, I do not see how you pick up next season, whether it's a year or whatever, with Liam.
Now, I know you've seen it, so I heard from what I've been reading is that it was a bit muddled, a bit confusing, trying to make it so that it fits in for Liam to take over.
Yeah,
Did
but
you
they
get that
didn't.
when you were watching it?
No.
No.
The way
Okay.
they end, if anything, they threw more stuff from the actual Witcher story in, and the way they end it, you literally want to see where Henry goes from here.
Interesting.
Because you
Like-
also have to remember the first season was hard for some people to keep up with because
The first season was muddled.
This is
you're,
true.
You're,
First season was all over
you're
the place.
jumping through time, and you're being told the story also out of time,
Right.
Because they're trying to introduce you to all of the characters at once, versus introducing you to one character and telling the story linearly.
Right.
So that they get everybody's face time on the screen through every episode, they're doing a weird way of telling it. So for people who can't deal with shows that deal with jumping through time, they were lost the whole first season until that last episode, and hopefully they could stitch it all together after that. It's like watching Memento.
Yeah, those
some
people
people watch
shouldn't see
Memento,
Oppenheimer
they
either.
don't know what the fuck is going on because the movie's going backwards.
Oppenheimer jumps through history too, or jumps through time too. It does kind of that, but at least it has the decency to, like when it talks about like the Cold War, like everything goes black and white.
Yeah.
It's weird because like
Okay.
They make it
Okay.
they make it very noticeable.
yeah, but it's like you
Here, dum dum.
even before and after
Here,
the
dum
Cold
dum.
War's in
We're
color.
jumping through time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all black and white now.
Well, it's weird because like a time period that's supposed to be pre-World War II is all colorful, but then like you get to like the 50s, and everything's fucking black and white. It's like all right. I mean,
Interesting.
yeah, it's
Okay, another show that didn't get good reviews, and rightfully so. I thought it was probably, without a doubt, the worst Marvel series that they put out.
Oh, you're
It's
gonna talk about
Secret
Secret
Invasion.
Yeah, Secret Invasion. I haven't heard anything good about, and the 3 episodes I saw, meh.
I haven't finished
Meh.
it yet, but
It was
I
bad.
don't see anyone really praising anything that's coming out of it.
No, it was just not good on so many levels. Outside of some pretty outstanding like acting, dialogue scenes from some good actors and actresses that you liked along the way, the show really brought you nothing. Like they could have just
Damn.
they could have just told you like, we're making Super Scrolls. Here they are. Let them battle. Done it all in one episode and moved on.
I saw some picture of a Super Scroll and it looked like a Wish.com abomination.
it was.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't good at all, man. I walked away from it like, and the way they ended it too was just like, this was just bad, and it was bad. It didn't do anything good for Samuel Jackson's career.
There's only one thing that can save Marvel right now, and it's Deadpool 3.
It's Deadpool 3.
Deadpool
Yeah,
3.
I think that's absolutely gonna hit the mark, and it's gonna be fucking great. The Marvels
No.
is iffy. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, but it's iffy. It's like Blue Beetle iffy. Right
Oh man,
now.
I don't know if it's Blue
I
Beetle's.
don't know if it's as iffy as Blue Beetle.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
feeling really
Yeah,
not excited about Blue Beetle.
I will not see Blue Beetle in theaters.
I
won't.
mean,
not,
I
that
wasn't-
not that I'll see the Marvels. In
I
theaters,
wasn't
unless
excited.
Sierra can convince me.
Yeah,
don't know how
I
you
won't see
it.
Blue Beetle in theaters.
I wasn't
either.
excited about Blue Beetle at all, and then James Gunn dropped all of these things are
Yeah.
going to be out of canon, and it just like
Even more. Not
yeah,
excited.
it's like there's no reason,
Yeah.
no reason to bother to get up and see this thing until it's free on TV.
Marvel's like stamp, like the stamp that used to be on Marvel back when they were releasing like
gold.
Thor,
Gold.
Iron Man, like when like they said, oh the Winter Soldier's coming out, like you knew that the stamp on that movie was like this is gonna be a good movie.
Hell
It's gonna be
yeah.
an action-packed movie.
Yep.
I'm gonna fucking love it from start to finish. DC never had that stamp.
Correct.
yeah,
DC, they've proven the Flash,
Yeah.
Fury of the Gods, Shazam, like
Yeah.
they put out shit.
Yeah.
They do put out shit,
Everyone
and
is
like
saying the same thing.
Outside
with,
of James Gunn.
yeah,
yes,
everything
James Gunn
is
seemed
saying
to
the same
deliver.
thing with DC.
Yeah.
James Gunn has to deliver on this Superman movie.
Yeah.
That is literally what everyone is waiting for that movie to drop
Wow.
to see if it saves the whole DC universe.
So you're right, because now we've got a new man at the helm who could possibly save everything. If he puts out a stinker,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
They
but it's
have
like,
no
how
hope.
bad are these movies before it
No
getting?
one can save it.
There's speculation that he's looking to cast Jensen Ackles, Jensen Ackles,
Jensen.
Is it Jensen Jason?
for
Jensen.
the new Batman. That's gonna go
That
a
would
long
be
way for
interesting.
people.
He has.
He can do it. He can play Batman.
I know, but at one point we need to stop.
I mean,
Affleck, Bale.
you can't go back to
Like-
you can't go back to Ben Batfleck, right? And the other Batman,
You can't go to George Clooney, even though.
you can't.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, Sparkle's the other Batman from the Batman.
Yeah.
You can't. He doesn't want to be a part of
yeah.
the main
Yeah.
universe. So you have to cast a new Batman if you're casting a new Superman.
You got to cast someone who wants to play ball.
And he
in
really
the whole
wants to
universe.
play Batman. And you know what? I think he can really deliver.
Have you seen his cosplay for Red Hood?
It's amazing.
It's movie quality.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
He better
And
with
he
all
did
the
it-
fucking money he made off of that
like-
TV show on the CW.
Like he did it for himself. He loves superheroes.
Yeah.
So it's another person where it's like, oh yeah, that's someone that you can get in that actually wants to do the thing.
Yeah, and to be fair, he was a great character in The Boys. He was a fucking asshole in The Boys, but he delivered on the role. There hasn't been I mean, he really only played the 2 roles, The Boys, and then what's the name of it?
Supernatural. He was in other stuff, but Supernatural really put him front and center.
Yeah.
For 15 years.
Yeah. I mean, and if you got a show that's on TV that long, I mean, you got to get something out of it.
Yeah, you're getting paid. You're getting good money to keep it going that long.
That's a hell of a role to step into, man. I mean, it's
Batman?
just yeah, but the shoes have been filled so many times.
Yeah, they really have.
Yeah.
Like, what's worse? Like, do you think it's worse to step into a role where like so many great actors have held the mantle before, or is it worse to replace an iconic character, where like in the case of Geralt of Rivia and Superman, where Henry Cavill has done such a good job? Is it like?
I think it's easier to step in when there's been several people because if you're midway in the pack, hey, I'm not the fucking guy at the bottom. I'm not Clooney Nipples Batman.
Yeah, true.
Right.
You know?
Clooney Nipples. Batman.
Yeah,
That sounds like a mob character.
this is true, but it is harder, I think, to come in, when you're taking over a role like The Witcher, when somebody they love it, they love the actor.
I can't see Liam stepping. I can't.
Yeah.
It's like I was open-minded on this podcast a couple episodes ago. I said, "Oh, when it comes out, I'm gonna give it a shot with Liam." The way they ended this last season, it's like fuck. They just did not end it expecting to hand off the reins.
Yeah.
I cannot see someone like they end it with a fight scene that's so good that like it's like I don't want to see the sword fall down and Liam pick it up. I just don't want to see it. I'm not interested. I don't know if I can give it my full attention.
I mean, I've said it before.
Might be
Like
texting.
I could see Liam playing a young Witcher. Like he's there.
Yeah.
Like doing his first gigs.
prequel.
And like he's getting flashbacks, training with Vesemir, and it's like he's just learning the whole of actually adventuring as a Witcher. But him to step in after Henry just feels out of place.
He can't fill the shoes.
Yeah.
Henry's done such a good job. He had this dedication to like learning the sword fighting, like his dedication to the character, and like the amount he's dived into the character between the books and the games. Like this man read all the books and like beat all the games.
Right.
Like he put hundreds of hours outside of his acting role into this character.
Yeah.
Like the reason they were bitching at him last season is because he would throw his input in. I don't think Geralt would say that. Well, no shit, because he doesn't want the writers to step away from the source material.
Sure.
You have a very good story that has a massive fan base.
Yeah.
Games,
And we all know
books.
what happens when they stepped away from the source material and they did.
Blood Origin? Jesus Christ. Talk about the worst
Oh
fucking
my
fantasy
God.
story I've seen. Like if this is
It
what
was
you
bad.
if this is what you people are coming up with over there at Netflix, holy fuck. Seal the room and light it on fire.
Yeah.
Well, when you
Burn
buy-
them all alive. Like, my
when you
God.
buy a property because it's beloved, and then you hire a writer's room of people who have actively said they don't like the source material,
You're gonna fail.
You are fucking failing at your job of getting the right writers.
Yeah.
They might be phenomenal writers. They're on the wrong fucking project.
Yeah.
Have them write on something where they like the material. Like
Golden
If they
Girls.
want to write fantasy, they need to go and write their own fucking fantasy. Don't come play
Yeah.
in the fantasy world in somebody else's thing and then shit all over it
Yeah.
because you don't belong there.
Yeah, we saw what your fucking creative
Vision.
minds did. You could have changed the name of the show. Just take The Witcher off it. Call it Shitcock Blood Origin. And then let it be its own thing on Amazon Prime or something.
That's right. Ended on Shitcock Blood Origin.
I would have been fine with that. Just don't, you have this epic label.
Starring Bram Stoker.
Bram Stoker.
Bram Stoker. Not
And
the
Ezra
actual
Miller.
Stoker.
And Ezra Miller. Ezra
Played
Miller
by
and Bram
Ezra Miller.
Stoker
So
are in
but is he
Shitcock
the
Blood
shitcock
Origin.
or is he where the shitcock comes
Let them
from?
create. Who cares? Let them write it. Ezra Miller can
That's
be
a-
Shitcock or Bram Stoker can
That's
be
a
Shitcock.
fucking title.
Fuck yeah. And I would have had no problem with it. And
We can't make it Shitcock.
Why can't we make it Shitcock?
Because they will throw us off of YouTube.
You
if they
you
make
make
it
no
Shitcock.
asterisk for the O.
No,
you just make it one long word.
Bram Stoker. It's Bram Stoker.
Hear me out.
It's Bram Stoker.
Shitcock, but like instead of the I or the O, you have a star, an asterisk. I'd click on shitcock.
No, I would not.
You would click on
not.
shitcock.
Bram Stoker?
He has clicked on shitcock.
Shitcock?
Before. I guarantee.
No. Find us on social media.
You're gonna lie. Yeah, at shitcock.com.